Adav Arjuna's father-in-law Martin, the lottery king. Those are the visuals playing out on our screens. And I also asked my camera to pan there. That's the stage being set. Adav Arjuna's father Martin was part of the DMK. Isn't he part of the DMK? Our father-in-law is part of the DMK.
Yeah. Mr. Martin is in...
One of the family members in the DMK, right? You have the Lottery King's family. One is in the AIDMK. One is and one in the DMK also.
No, they're with a different smaller party.
Lima Rose, his wife is an AIDMK MLA.
Yeah.
His son
that's him. The one on our screens is Mr. Martin, the Lottery King.
His son is MLA in Pondicherry.
Yes, with
Mr. Rangaswamy.
NDA.
NR Congress. And the other his brother-in-law is with TVK.
So there are eggs in all baskets. Eggs in all baskets. In fact, there was a lot of talk that Lina Rose was thinking of joining the TVK when they had no numbers. That was the talk. That was the
talk. She was the first one to come out and say the AIDMK or a faction of AIDMK wants to back TVK.
Yeah.
So she is also a significant voice.
Is Adav Arjuna.
Yeah. If we have Mr. Muralidharan, there was a question that we were taking to Mr. Muralidharan earlier during this broadcast.
Okay, go on.
Okay. We had Mr. Muralidharan. Do we have him? The question that I wanted to ask Mr. Muralidharan was, we've seen so much happening and many were asking if now the challenge for Vijay is how does he maintain state-center relationship. Earlier we've seen M.K. Stalin having a very strained equation with the union government that affected Tamil Nadu. They said our taxes are not being done, given devolution is not in favor of Tamil Nadu. How do you think Vijay will handle this, Mr. Muralidharan? We've seen Revanth Reddy being really smart about it, having a great equation with the Prime Minister. How do you think Stalin should go about it?
I think Vijay will handle that right, Harish, because you will see that, the Prime Minister had wished him and he has reciprocated. And that's a sign that he's not going to antagonize them just like Mr. Stalin did and suffered for 5.5 years. And the other thing is, if you'd have seen that, Kushbu, the actor Kushbu, and who's with BJP, has been constantly tweeting and cheering Mr. Vijay. And these are people who look at from the film industry, and they have a good equation. People like them can bring about the change and get Vijay closer to center. Because without center's, help, if you see Mr. Karunanidhi, whenever he was in power, he had a fantastic relationship with center. In fact, they supported that government several times. He had some powerful ministries, I'm sorry about that 2G scam. Other than that, he had PWD minister was Mr. T.R. Balu, and Minister for Communication was Mr. Dayanidhi Maran, and etc. Dayanidhi Maran took over from Raja after the scandal, but Dayanidhi Maran was there. Then Kanimali was there. His eldest son, Alagiri. All of them were part of the central cabinet. So these are things, which Stalin should have learned from his dad, but he did not. But I don't think Vijay is going to make such mistakes. Vijay already has some lovely equations, and he's going to get through this. Not to worry.
Hopefully.
Stay with us, Mr. Muralidharan. In fact, Mr. Sriram wanted to answer that question. A quick one, Mr. Sriram, on the association that Vijay will need to have now with the central government to ensure smooth flow of funds, to ensure he's able to do a lot more as he's promised for the state of Tamil Nadu with the NDA.
What's happened over the last 3 days? Will it impact how he sees the union government?
Nothing went wrong in the last 3 days. The governor was wanting that 118. That is exactly what he was waiting for. So once given, the government is on. And talking about the ideology, one can have a different ideology, but one can work together. That's the beauty of our constitution and our state federalism. I'm sure Omar Abdullah, who honestly mentioned that, had BJP thought they could not have given me funds. They would not have given me funds. They gave me more than I wanted. In fact, to talk to your channel, the former finance secretary said we got more of our funds, devolution funds, than usual. So the narrative set by DMK is something that is exactly the reason why they are not in power today. You can't go on a confrontational mode with the center. You might have a difference of opinion, difference of ideology, but you should never, say facts which are not facts. That I'm sure Vijay will be more smart enough to understand.
I want to ask you, in fact, Purnima is with us. Purnima is giving us a lot more from the inside. She's managed to enter the stadium there. Purnima, can you hear me? All right, Rohini is also there. Rohini, over to you. Give us what you see there. Rohini.
See, let me quickly show you how it is. First, let me go to the fans and go to the voters, to the people who brought in the TVK back to power. The whistle right there on people's mouth because they are whistling in a new government that is a government of change. The flags of hope, and more importantly, people standing here from almost midnight. And let me quickly bring in Savi Roddick. Savi, thank you so much for joining us. I have a straight question to you. Well, we have seen that he had to cobble up the numbers, 107, then 118, now 120. What kind of governance do you think they'll be able to give? They'll be able to deliver the promises because he's promised the people good governance. He's promised to people a safe Tamil Nadu. He's promised to the people something that the other two parties, which ADMK and DMK, have not been able to give before.
Well, you know, one of the saddest parts of coalition politics in this country is that you can get somebody good like Vijay to also end up being what you would call compromise politics. But I'm hoping that the alliance will not do that. They will work in the interest of the people of Tamil Nadu. Ideally, I would have expected that an AIDMK and Vijay were able to cobble up a sort of alliance. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Now they are with the so-called secular parties. They call themselves the Progressive Alliance with Vijay.
Well, that's the irony, you know, because Vijay was fighting DMK and the allies of DMK. Now he's aligned with the allies of DMK, right? So I look at politics as a continuous process. It's something that you have to compromise at some point of time. What I am optimistic about is that Vijay is not old brand politics. Vijay is new brand politics, and that's why I'm confident.
And if I can also ask you, the frenzy here is, this reminds me of the days we've been covering earlier of Jayalalitha, of MGR, even of Karunanidhi as well. But in terms of how do you look at it in terms of a stability of a government? Because you have all of the alliance, people who have said they will ally, all are from, they're giving support from outside. So is that going to be something that he has to keep in mind, worrisome?
No, I think he's got the people's support with him.
Rahul
So
Gandhi's
whichever
convoy that's just moving right here. These are visuals. It is Rahul Gandhi's car. There you have it, Rahul Gandhi there. Rahul Gandhi has just moved into the stadium. He's been invited here. Remember, it's the TVK that's managed to come to power with the Congress's help. We're not too sure if any of those Congress leaders are going to be taking oath as a minister as well. But here, that was Rahul Gandhi indeed, who just moved in with his convoy at exactly 9:30 a.m. Just moments before the swearing in. Rahul Gandhi has just passed this to enter from gate number 3. In fact, Rahul Gandhi was invited as almost the first people on the list of invitees.
Absolutely, they're the only party who are part of the government. Yeah. They're part of the cabinet, although they're not taking vote today.
Are you sure that they're not pushing for a cabinet berth?
No. We are picking up what Purnima is telling us is that there is a consensus that there will be at least 2 cabinet berths given to Congress, but perhaps the swearing in might not happen today of the Congress. Yeah. It will just be TVK members who will be part of the cabinet. And then, of course, Vijay, that's the plan right now. Probably they'll have another cabinet expansion a couple of days later. Remember, Nabila, there's a huge challenge for Vijay now.
But before that, I'd like to tell our viewers that Rahul Gandhi met with Vijay before he went into elections. There was a meeting between Rahul Gandhi and Vijay where Vijay, we understand, is said to have invited Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party to have a pre-poll alliance, wanting to ally with the party even before going into elections. But it was the Congress at that point that was skeptical, and they weighed their options. They said, we understand they wanted to stay loyal to the DMK, for an ally of theirs, for 20 years. So they decided not to go with the TVK. But irony as has it, right after Vijay won this massive mandate, it seems like the Congress very willingly has supported Vijay. This has exactly been the problem of the DMK as well, that the Congress has been opportunists, that they did not even consult with the DMK. The moment they saw power, they latched on to the TVK very quickly without realizing that they are breaking away from the India alliance, that they are denting the India alliance.
Look at the irony. Before election, the Congress was drawing a hard bargain with DMK, saying, give us more seats, give us a cabinet berth. Exactly. And we saw Congress's fortune here? They have minuscule presence, but can they scale up from here?
No, at least that seems to be in their idea and thought of getting out of DMK to probably rebuild the party in Tamil Nadu. I mean, they're at about 4% or 3.5% their vote share today is. At least they want to revive Congress in Tamil Nadu. So probably that's the decision. Hopefully it will pay off to them. And
it's visible, it's palpable. It's a Sunday, it's a good day. Why I say it's a good day is because it's easy on the security forces for them as they try to man law and order here. It's easy on them to keep vigil and maintain peace. And so far, I could tell our viewers that the people of Tamil Nadu have been absolutely excellent. They've been so organized and very disciplined. It's not been hard. I did not saw even one a scuffle or a fight anywhere, but I hear my PCR tells me that the Vijay is just about getting on. Vijay is inside the venue.
He's inside the auditorium now.
Explain to me, he was already there. He reached some time ago.
He would be in the VVIP area.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And now he'll be perhaps taken to the stage, and all those first will be the governor according to the protocol. Then you will have others who will sit in the chairs, designated chairs, and then the governor will come in. The first oath taking will happen of Vijay, and then there is a possibility that these ministers, the 9 of them, will take individual oaths, or at times they could also have 3 of them taking oath together in 3 different batches. We'll have to see how they'll do it. It's not a big number, so I'm guessing they can do it individually as well.
You know, Arish, actually, Sriram wanted to speak to us about the film industry. Sriram, you were saying the film industry. How are they? Okay, Vijay's visuals. There you have it. He has a blazer now.
Corporate look.
Well, he has a blazer now, a full corporate look that he's donning.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen most of the earlier chief minister going in for a white shirt and a dhoti or a vesti, but Vijay now, who was just wearing a white shirt and what I believe was a dark blue pant or a trouser, has now put on a jacket, he's put on a blazer. This is full-fledged corporate style entry of Thalapathy Vijay into the venue on the stage of the swearing-in ceremony in just a while from now. And you will see, we've seen several such characters that Vijay has played in movies, Mr. Sriram.
That's his father. His father has been speaking a lot to the media. Nobody, the fun is